It is the seniors heading back out onto the track. And this will see the likes of Jensen Burnett and Filippo Sala. He'll be watching a lot of his drivers, I'm sure. Possibly even Victor Gustafsson, who'll be starting this one on the third row of the grid. Engines fire up then. Drivers make their way out onto the circuit. Let's take you through the full starting lineup for this one. Jensen Burnett and Filippo Sala on row number 1. Jacopo Martinez and Lev Krutelov go from row 2. They'll have Victor Gustafsson and Peter Stiller on row number 3. Kenzo Craigie and Vilma Svan go from row number 4. They will have Jacob Mikulev and Emilio Kovisto on row number 5. Eli Kaczynski and Luna Flusha go from row number 6. Oliver Kinmark and Marcus Shilkunas on row 7. They'll have Austin Gale and James Anagnostiadis on row number 8. They have got the fight on his hands there. See what he can do. Bolowet and Clovis Nugarade go from row number 9. They'll be the last drivers on that cutoff. Try and get through into that final. Stilianos Kolovos and Scott Marsh go from row number 10. They'll have Radek Vavra and Boris Lysen on row 11. Zhao Zijun and Kere Fairhan on row number 12. Armin Kari Osman and Chiara Batti go from row 13. They'll have Efim Dudanov and Noah Wolf on row 14. Louis Cochet and Senna Munir go from row 15. Paul Andriotis and Jaguar Totoja on row number 16. They'll have Daniel Picorni and Franciszek Siedzielski on row 17. Roland Cooklane and Oscar Gallin will round out the 36 kart field. All of these drivers looking to see can they close in on the rest and see if they can get it into that final. I've got to say, for James Anagnostiadis here on row number 8, he's got a real risk here of not making it into that final. Now he's 32nd overall. Remember, 36 go through into that final. If he drops down in this race, he won't even be participating in the last race of the weekend, and that actually might make him lose out on second in the championship if that is the case, but we will wait and see. There is your final intermediate classification as it stands. Roman Kamyab has 324 points to his name. Now we will be talking about Jensen Burnett in this one to see whether or not where he will finish. Now Jensen Burnett was 226 points to his name. Add 90 to that, and that would give him a grand total of 316 points, which means it's not enough to beat Kamyab, but enough to start on the front row of the grid. So, for Jensen Burnett, job is simple. Take the win in this race and find yourself on that front row for the final. Lights aren't out. Oh, they are out. We are racing, and there's drama in the infield there. That's one of the Premers. Is that surely? That's not James Anagnostiadis, is it? I don't think it is. I think he's okay in this race, but that will keep an eye on that one. Possibly could have been Zhao Zijun on the outside. There's a kart going over the infield there. It's one of the Kart Republics that's trying to get back in this race. But drama definitely at the start. I think that may have been Jacob Mikulev who had the drama there. I know Eli Kaczynski had a moment, same as Oliver Kinmark, Marcus Shilkunas as well. Scott Marsh also, and Boris Lysen have had drama as well. Yeah, well, drivers getting caught out with each other all the way from the run of turn number 2 and turn number 3. They're actually hooked together on the front ends and dragged each other onto the grass. So they were two of the names that you just called then, Anthony. But at the front then, Filippo Sala once more finds himself as a race leader. Clips that curb at turn number 11, gets the run to go under the start-finish straight with a nice little gap to the drivers behind there. In P3, we have Kenzo Craigie, driver that's had an up and down weekend, but is trying to fight back through the order. Almost gets it sideways on the exit of turn number 2, but still sticking to the road well and absolutely all over the back of Jacopo Martinez. They on the entry to turn number 4. Early stages of this one, we've lost a number of drivers already. Just shows the pressure is on. Drivers catching each other out. Kaczynski, Mikulev, Oliver Kinmark got involved in some early lap drama now, as this is the fight for P2. Craigie hustling hard. You know how I was really impressed with my maths earlier on and going to think that this is going to be a really close one in the final. I forgot to add one crucial element to all that. The rest of the drivers The points were wildly off from where I was thinking. There is absolutely nothing Anagnosiadis can do in this one. So even if he does get up to the front of this one, he will still be in that final. But Christian Costoya is looking like this weekend could be going his way. That fabulous news for there. But Sala at the moment in the lead from Martinez. They are very close right now, half a second. You can see those points. Sala now steps up to second in the points because Jenson Burnett has gone down to 8th place in this one, Nicole. But Martinez is closing in. He's currently 4th in the points right now. He's got about 12 points to try and close up to Martinez. There is James Anagnosiadis on his progression right now. He's on a 10th place gain into P6. He's having a good old run. He'll make it into the final. Yeah, that's going to be a very dramatic final for him nonetheless.
Yeah, absolutely will be. Started this year with a big win as down the inside for the race lead goes Jacopo Martinez. So the Forza and the Kart Republic driver have traded now. Kenzo Craigie in that Prema sat on the tail of this fight. He's going to get the run and go down the inside of Filippo Sala on the exit of turn number 11. Looks likely, and he just slots in really cleanly then. So it's now Martinez from Craigie from Sala. Victor Gustafsson took him 2 weeks to get it right, but he's here now nonetheless. Down the inside of turn number 2, Craigie goes to hook the curb. Gets it slightly wrong though on the exit. Sala almost goes side by side with the young Brit for Prema. Anagnosiadis putting in that purple lap, now finds himself in P6, chasing down the energy of Lev Krutulov. Burnett sat there in 7th currently. It's been a 6th position loss in the early stages of this race. The Canadian just hasn't managed to get it right, and previously managed to get back past Austin Gale, who's on a 4th-place charge. Gale currently sat outside the top 10 on the back of Bola Wet, who is really good in these low grip conditions. Didn't have the qualifying result he would have wanted at all for Paralin. He's another name this weekend that's consistently had to fight through the traffic. Out in the front though, slightly has broken away Martinez and Craigie for the time being. The final intermediate classification points as it stands. Kamyab with 3.24 from Drummond. Martinez with that race lead that he's currently got has promoted himself into P3 ahead of Sala, ahead of Burnett, and Vladimir Ivanikov there, rounding out your 3rd row for the time being. Starting to spread out a little bit now, Anthony. As Martinez knows that he's under pressure by Craigie behind, puts in that purple lap to try and fix something, try and push himself away from the remainder of the field.
Indeed, those two are starting to break away from Sala. Gustafsson as well is going to probably get involved in this one. You can see him there on the CRG, right behind Filippo Sala. He's ahead of Lev Krutulov. Anagnosiadis is not far off the back of this fight here. Gustafsson to the outside. Sala hugs the inside line. Will he get a run on the inside now on the exit? No, he switches side, goes to the inside at turn number 10, gets the move done. Filippo Sala down to 4th place now. Victor Gustafsson on the charge into 3rd. Look at this here. Craigie's cooling the tyres down. Martinez staying on the optimal line through T1 they go. Drastic different racing lines again through turn 1 there, Nicole, as they try to again, maybe these ones, you have to walk back. What's the rain doing right now? Is it stopped at the moment?
Yeah, the rain has stopped and it's really, really windy out there as well.
The track is drying.
It is, the standing water is being pushed off of that racing line. It's progressively getting, not dry, but drier. Victor Gustafsson now leading this train of karts, including Filippo Sala, Krutulov and Anagnosiadis. Gustafsson, one of the drivers within the field, like Noah Wolff, is on a double campaign this year, doing both KZ, rounded out off his FIA KZ season just a few weeks ago at Mulsanne. So both him and Noah done the KZ bit this year, now back in the OK, wildly different racing style, driving style, but quick in both nonetheless. Anagnosiadis now adds to his tally of places gained. It's now 11 positions that he has jumped up by, but he's not your biggest mover within this one because that title belongs to Noah Wolff. 28th when we started this race, currently P8.
Well, the biggest mover actually goes to Roland Cook Lane. He's got 22 places,
okay.
But he's 23 now. He's in 12th place. But yes, no, still Wolff with a brilliant run in that one. Roland Cook Lane, and there you can see 23 places, currently P12 after starting. at the back of the grid. If that's not an attempt to get into the final, I will never know. Right, here we go. Craigie all over that rear bumper once again. Here fighting with Jacopo Martinez. Martinez with the tight inside line, Craig with the outside line. Seemingly that doesn't look like that line works through turn number 7. Clearly that tighter line is the more favourable through turn 7. It depends on the different corners. You can still see that there's rain in the background there. I suspect it was drying in a moment, but I suspect there's a new band of rain that's about to hit us. And yes, I can actually see it landing on the lenses. So your face there has just dropped because you know you have to walk out in that again after this one. But you know, it's still good stuff from them. Again, you've still got drivers though cooling those tyres down still at this phase, trying to get everything they can into them. Right, that is Krutilov. Burnett is there. Wolf, Stiller, Louet, Anagnosiadis is now up into 4th place here. Nicole, 12 places gained. This is a great run for him, but yeah, like I say, at least his spirit's up, but he knows he will have to settle for vice champion at the end of this European campaign.
That is still absolutely a big thing to be able to say about yourself. Ooh, as we go side by side between Burnett and Krutilov. That brings Wolf ever closer. Down the inside goes Burnett now, picking up the order. Krutilov almost gets it wrong on the rumble strip. That might end up opening things for Wolf. Wolf just bumps into the back of Krutilov there on the entry to turn number 9. Looks over his shoulder because he knows that the rest of the field, including Peter Stiller, are right there. Now then, Wolf taking that wider line. Is he going to get the run on the exit of turn number 11 to achieve something down this straight and into turn number 1? And all of these drivers now clocking onto the same thing, calling those tyres on the entry to 1. Although the rain looks like it is still going down. Wolf, though, hungry, goes down the inside at turn at number 3 on Krutilov. Is he going to make it stick? Slides slightly on the exit and slots back down. So doesn't pull it off for the time being. Aggressive there into turn at number 9. Pushes the back bumper of Krutilov slightly once more. Both drivers sliding towards turn number 5. Down the inside goes Wolf, but Krutilov is going to go side by side once more. These two trading paint now, getting a bit aggressive there, boys. Pushes out, does Wolf. That's bringing Stiller into things once more. Krutilov have the more favoured line into 8, clips the curb, but runs a bit too wide. We've lost this on the camera for right now, but that's a fiery battle there going on between the Ukrainian and the Great Britain.
Yes, it certainly is, and I'm sure Peter Siller's just behind them saying, no, you boys carry on. I'll just sneak by both of you in a moment. Here we go. Across the line still Craigie and Martinez. The gap very small. I think it's gone up now to about half a second between the two of them, but it looks a lot less than that as they head down into it. Oh, I thought that was going to be nearly driving off the road there for Kenzo Craigie. He's at the fastest lap of the race in that last one. That did open up the gap to nearly 0.6 of a second, but I suspect it may come down a little bit more because that was tantalisingly close there to the edge of the circuit. But I still focus on this one. Wolf has got that move done. He is up there in 7th place now on a 21 place gain. Anagnosiadis in P4. A brilliant run for him in this race. I do like to feel that my encouraging words about his points thing, even though I got them completely wrong, may have done him a good favour here and pushed him up in the order quite nicely.
Well then, Anthony, as it stands currently with the race progressing as it is, your final intermediate classification, no change for your front two going in the final. Kamyab from Drummond on that front row for the time being. Martinez has promoted himself into P3 with what he has done currently on the track in 2nd. Then we've got Jensen Burnett in P4. Filippo Sala 5th, Gustafsson 6th. Then we've got Ivanikov 6th. Then we've got Peschel, Gustafsson, Kenzo Craigie, and then Joe Turney as your last driver in the top 10 when we look towards those finals. But still, we've got a number of laps left to go for these drivers. Into the exit of sector number 2 they go. Gustafsson's pulled away now from Anagnosiadis, but driver with the 12th place gain, maybe he has been pushed on by your poor maths there, Anthony.
Probably so. You know, he was probably in the 10 going, I don't know what he's talking about over that PA, but I like his enthusiasm. Let's go racing. But, you know, this is great stuff from Anagnosiadis. Compare that to Kostoya, of course, a P30 in his race.
Intentional,
intentional, but I need to see the points afterwards because I can only see the top 10 in my box. And right now, you know, he might have lost out on being in that final itself as well. So we'll keep a close eye on that if we are even going to get a champion fight in that one. Here we go, though. Filippo Sala holding on still to P5. Our Jensen Burnett on the charge back is looking to gain even more places to see where he can start in that final. Noah Wolf is going to make it a challenge, though, as he is closed in on this fight. Can he gain a couple more places? Out of the race, unfortunately, goes the 181 machine. That is the Hugman Racing driver of Daniel Picorni. He goes no further as Wolf down the inside gets through past Jensen Burnett. Yeah,
that's a nice trade for position there by Wolf. Well read. Knock into the side of Sala at all. Sala knew that that nose cone of a VAR was going and let it happen. Now, the next driver on the screen that the Wolf will be hunting down is Filippo Sala, the Ferrari driver. Out turn number 11 they go. Still plenty of time for this race to progress. Sala cooling down those tyres down the start-finish straight. Driver there managing that turn 1 and 2 well, of course. Rubbered in, that would have been after yesterday. Out the front though, Kenzo Craigie 1.4 seconds clear from the remainder of the field. Martinez still there in second for the time being. Gustafsson hasn't been able to pull anything out of the hat to try and catch up. Watch Wolf now on the entry to turn number 5. Down the inside of Sala he goes. Is Sala going to get the switch back on the exit? No, he doesn't, because Noah has read that well, pulls it off and now finds himself inside your top 5.
Indeed, and it'll be James Anagnostiadis, his next target up the road, but Anagnostiadis is on his own mission right now. Wolf on a gain of 23 places, but he still doesn't remain the biggest mover in the race. Well, he's now joint on those biggest movers because Cook Lane's also on 23, was originally on 24, but Phil Masvana's just overtaken him there for P11 out on track. Jensen Burnett now on the charge here with Filippo Sala. They've been fighting for quite some time. Wolf closed in and got past both of them and now broken away. The pace from Noah Wolf today is astronomically fast.
Absolutely is, and Wolf now has matched those places gained by Roland Cook Lane there in P12, both on a 23 position promotion. Now down the inside looks Burnett of Filippo Sala, doesn't pull off anything yet though, slides slightly out of the exit of the corner and has dropped just to about a kart length of a gap away. These two though, fighting out for position for P6. Burnett is going to want this place back to try and maybe pull off something a bit extra in the points standings of that final intermediate classification. He's starting to run out of time now. We head through these final few laps. Settled stuff then from our field within this second part of the race. Everybody's pretty much spread out, and you see that within these wet races then, Anthony.
You do see that, of course. Very challenging conditions for them. Of course, it is just very lightly raining still, I think, at the moment, but you can see the different race lines. You can see where there's still a bit of standing water, the shinier part of the circuit. You can see where the track has been cleared of the initial standing water, and there's a damp line now that's formed on the track. You can still see that the rain is falling again on the camera lens. So again, for these drivers, they're still trying to cool the tyres down quite a bit, but yeah, it's still a tough place for them to be in, especially with the variables as well. You know, it's hard to be consistent in conditions like this. You could go in a corner, you could turn the wheel, it could grip and it can go, and then the next lap it suddenly changes, and then all of a sudden it doesn't grip, and then you understeer off a turn. So again, it just showcases that's why we see these drastically different battles. Craigie, though, is being consistent here, the same as Martinez, as they're both cleared by 3 seconds from each other, and from third place is Victor Gustafsson.
Yeah, going back to what you were just saying then with the track conditions as well, let's not forget that top speeds around this track reach about 122 kilometers an hour. So when you're driving round with that kind of pace, a lot of the time when the rain is falling, you actually can't see it. It's a bit misleading. You could be at one part of the track that is drying, and then the next minute you hit another corner and it's completely wet. So that's sometimes why you see really quick mistakes go on. But for now, maybe a small mistake has gone on for Victor Gustafsson, because he has been caught by James Anagnostiadis, driver who's up 12 positions within this race. Right then, watch this fight go on between the CRG and the Prema. Out of turn number 7 they go. Similar lines through turn number 8 as well, both smashing that curb on the inside. 9, the banked corner. Similar again, getting the carts rotated before planting that power down, because they do not want to wheel spin out of that and lose time. Then Gustafsson clipping the curb on the exit of 11. Really, this is these final stages. James has fallen off the tail a little bit. It's now gone back up to 3/10 that splits up the Australian from the back of Gustafsson. We are, of course, on the final lap. Name then that we've not mentioned for a few laps. Kenzo Craigie out there with a 3.3 second lead from Jacopo Martinez. Gustafsson still sat there for the time being in P3. So all job well done, I would say, by Craigie, but he's still got to baby that kart home for still half a lap.
Certainly does. There though, big hit at the curb again for Kenzo Craigie, showcasing what he can do. The last year's junior FIA karting world champion against Noah Baglin in that race, but now in the seniors and fighting not for a title this weekend, but fighting for a good start for his final later on today. Kenzo Craigie crosses the line. He wins the Superheat B. It puts him up in the order 9th overall for the final. He will gain some championship points, but crucially, he'll start in a great position for that final. Kenzo Craigie wins ahead of Jacopo Martinez and Victor Gustafsson, but there the final intermediate classification. Cam Yab will have pole position with 324, Drummond with 302, Martinez with 290, and Jensen Burnett, who was unable to take that win, misses out on starting on the front row. He'll start on the outside of row number 2 for that final. But for Kenzo Craigie, that's a job well done today. And so, for Anik Nostianis with his 12th place gained, for Noah Wolf his 23 place gained, as well as Roland Cooklane's 23 places. There's your top 3. Kenzo Craigie, Jacopo Martinez and Victor Gustafsson. 1, 2, 3 on the circuit ahead of the rest of the field. Anik Nostianis from Wolf, Sala from Burnett, Krutelov from Stiller, Louet from Svan, Cooklane with the 23 places, Vavra from Firhand, Marsh from Lysen, Flusha and Gale round out the top 18. A lot of those drivers with big gains trying to get themselves into the final. For the rest of them, trying to stay within that final. Rest of the results there on your screen. Marcus Shilkunis finishing in P19 ahead of Chiara Batig. Emilio Covisto from Clovis Nogueira, Oliver Kinmark from Francesco Jaleski,